Hello, everyone. My name is Gwen Brown. Thank you for taking time out of your day to learn more about what I've been working on this summer during my internship at the Institute for Social Research, otherwise known as ISR. First, I wanted to share a little bit more about myself. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and I'm a rising sophomore at the University of Michigan. I'm studying business and minoring in community action and social change. My interest in philanthropy really started through my volunteer work with UNICEF. Ever since I was a little kid, my family was super involved with UNICEF, and it was actually through the U of M UNICEF Club that I first learned about the DSIP program. This leads me into why I decided to apply for DSIP. I had three main reasons. The first reason was I wanted to gain a deeper understanding of high-level fundraising. Before this summer, I've only been exposed to fundraising at the bake sale and raffle ticket level. A goal for me this summer was to learn more about the high-level fundraising that demands strategic planning, data analysis, and tactical approaches in order to successfully raise capital for impactful initiatives. Secondly, I knew DSIP would be a great opportunity for me to expand my professional skills and explore a possible career path. A big part of DSIP is identifying and reflecting on our own professional strengths and using those strengths to set future goals. Lastly, I applied for DSIP because of its tight-knit and strong community. I have seen firsthand the love and dedication the alumni base has for the program, through many of the alums speaking to our cohort during class time, reaching out for coffee chats, and even some alumni dedicating their summers to being supervisors for our cohort. Now moving on to the work I did this summer. I have provided an overview of three main areas I focused on during my internship at the Institute for Social Research. First was prospecting. This was my primary focus this summer. Within my prospecting work, I sorted through all of ISR's constituencies and identified major giving prospects by analyzing individuals' giving trends, wealth capacities, engagement, and many other data points found in the Office of Development's reports, otherwise considered OUD. Second was communications. My work with communications mainly focused on stewardship and doing research to gain a better understanding of ISR's current communication plans and ways we can advance donor engagement through ISR's platforms. And lastly, throughout my entire internship, I've been taking on small projects and weekly responsibilities in order to help keep things running smoothly during a time of transition within ISR's development team. Diving deeper into my prospecting work this summer, I spent a lot of time working with the Prospect Development and Analytics team at OUD, otherwise known as PDA. At the beginning of my internship, I completed a 2-week training session where I learned about the various research tools, databases, prospecting, and how to impactfully share my findings with individuals across U of M units. I utilized this training in 3 major prospecting projects this summer. For each project, I narrowed in on a specific population within ISR's constituency and generated a list of individuals that I believe would be good major giving prospects for ISR. For each of my projects, I followed the same prospecting process. For every constituent, I tried to answer these 3 driving questions. First, are they wealthy? Second, are they interested? And third, are they already in ISR's pipeline? I went about finding the answers to these questions by using the traditional and non-traditional indicators I've listed on the right. For example, age is a great indicator of determining someone's interest. Based on best practices, if a constituent is younger than 35 or older than 85, they are likely not to be in the prime age range to be considered for major giving. In my prospecting work, the biggest indicators I looked at were the constituents' recent activity with the university, capacity ratings, and inclination scores that are provided by PDA. Moving on to my prospecting results and findings, I identified 125 major giving prospects for ISR out of their 20,000 individuals within their constituent pool. This graph here shows a detailed percentage breakdown of these major giving prospects and their affiliations within the institution. Now moving on to the communication side of my internship. A majority of my communications work has dealt with sending stewardship emails to donors on behalf of ISR development, as well as drafting communication plans for specific prospects. I also kept a track of all donor engagement throughout the summer. I also recently began to research the current communication plans for ISR and strategize with my supervisor on ways ISR could advance donor engagement through their platforms. The research I've done so far includes attending virtual seminars on donor engagement and exploring ISR's various communication outlets, like their external newsletters. The last part of my internship consisted of day-to-day tasks and filling in where needed throughout the summer. These tasks ranged from working with OUD's data management team to update constituent information, organizing internal ISR development files, tying up loose ends on previous projects, helping with important prospecting projects for upcoming initiatives, and creating documents of my procedures for ISR team members. I have really appreciated this part of my internship because it has given me a look into the reality of what it's like to work in development, and also has allowed me to really feel part of the development team rather than just a summer intern. As I reflect back on my experience with ISR this summer, I have learned so much more than I ever could have imagined. I now have achieved my goal of gaining a deeper understanding of high-level fundraising and have absorbed massive amounts of information about the complex structure and fields at ISR. I also expanded my knowledge on data work. Thanks to the guidance of the PDA team, I learned how to navigate intricate databases, as well as manipulate large amounts of data to see trends, format these trends in a logical way, and then be able to recommend next steps. And then lastly, my biggest takeaway is how important it is to have open lines of communications with your team. Even though this internship was virtual and communicating took a bit more effort than usual, I really appreciated the daily check-ins I had with my supervisor and the continuous feedback given to me. Overall, I am very grateful for my experiences this summer, being part of DSIP and working with ISR. And I am really excited to see how my relationship with DSIP will evolve in the future as I transition from being an active member to a part of the alumni base. Thank you all for listening.